Hey, do you guys like stories where you hear them and you just like, I really wish someone
didn't hear that.
I just wish someone just made that up.
Or you say to yourself, oh, I
That
wish
can't
I
pop-
paid for that.
No. Terminally unhinged and uncensored is for the stuff that would get you banned, the stuff that
Yeah.
gets there's a reason why we've went through how many YouTube channels are we on now? This is our number 4.
Four?
And how many have been demonetized? And then they get remonetized, and then they get permanently demonetized, and then they,
Shadow banned.
Then you just get shadow banned, and then you go through like months of just every video getting demonetized, and then suddenly it comes back. Like, that's neither here nor there. Check out Unhinged and Uncensored if that's what you're interested in.
Some rough stuff.
There is some. What was the last one we did? The poo woman.
The poo lady.
That was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah,
and crime scene cleaners. That's rough.
yeah, that's rough.
rough to say the least. But look, let's jump into this one. What's this all about then? This is just depressing, if I'm being honest with you guys.
My wife and her best friend accused me of having an affair, then got angry when I didn't have one. Okay.
Update. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound that out there, does it?
I, 31 male, my wife, 29 female, had a baby last December. It was a traumatic birth and my wife developed postpartum depression. While she was originally going back to work after the birth, she's been struggling enough that we decided to wait until our daughter was a year old and reassess. She's been going to therapy weekly. With my wife home full time, I've had to work increased hours. This is something we discussed prior to making the decision, and she knew this from the start. A few weeks ago, my boss approached me about a project that would require a lot of overtime in a short amount of time. It would both be great financially and for my career. I talked to my wife about it and she agreed that I should say yes to my boss. For the 4 weeks I'd be working this, my mother-in-law and her best friend Jessie, 29 female, name change, would come help out with some of the duties that I typically do. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that sounds... Nothing sounds that out there.
No.
You know, like, woman's having a bit of a hard time, you know.
Yeah.
You know, look, it's not easy, especially first child, you know.
First time mom, postpartum depression's...
Yeah.
Can't say that word on here.
I'm gonna have to cut that, Megan. You're too used
See
to
you next Tuesday.
Yeah, there you go.
It's horrendous.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, that, you know.
Look, this all seems pretty reasonable.
Okay.
But where does it go, though?
Jessie, so the best friend, is a stay-at-home mum with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. She began coming over during the day and would watch the kids with my wife. 3 weeks into the project, it became clear that we'd need a few more weeks to get it together. I went home that night and talked to my wife about it. She said she was okay with it, but got very cold in the days after. It wasn't unusual behaviour over the past few months, so I didn't think much about it and tried not to take it personally. During the last week of the project, I got home one night and saw that Jessie was still at the house. I didn't think much about it, said to hi to her and to my wife, and then went to go check on her daughter. Before I could get to her room, I heard Jessie say something along the lines of, "He doesn't even stop to greet you, definitely a sign." Oh, she's speaking bitches in her ear.
What a hoe.
She is speaking bitches in her ear, that's what she's doing.
I'm sorry, I want to go see my child. Like, you know, the child's already away to bed, I'm not going to be able to see them.
I know.
Alright, okay.
I turned around and asked what it was a sign of. Immediately my wife started crying and Jessie started accusing me of having an affair. She told me that I must hate my wife because she has postpartum depression and I'm not attracted to her because she gained weight from the pregnancy.
What an absolute hoe.
Okay.
Like, seriously, like, you know, who'd be... You know what this is? This is like...
She's the one putting that into her head.
This is one of these women...
And she's meant to be a friend.
One of these femoids that, like, you know, like... This is the thing. I think a lot of people are not cut out to, like, work from home or stay in. And they just, like, they crave... This is the type...
They crave work-life drama. They crave just anything to make their life interesting instead of staying at home with 2 kids all day.
Why can you not just be happy?
I know.
With your situation. You've got a situation that's better than so many other people. Why are you
trying to involve yourself in people's drama or trying to make drama out of nothing?
You don't get it. They have to work overtime.
Neither these things are true. I'm trying my best to help my wife through her postpartum depression while supporting our family. And I think she looks great how she is right now. She just hasn't wanted to have sex and I haven't pushed. Which is completely fucking understandable. My God.
Okay, right, let's keep going.
Jessie then demanded to see my phone. I told her no. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, look at mine. Who even are you?
I know.
Get out.
She told me that
She's
it's a
getting locked
sign.
in the shed.
I know. She told me that it's a sign I'm guilty. I told my wife that I would let her see my phone if she wanted to. She nodded, and something inside of me broke. I guess it was the thought that she actually believed I was having an affair really got to me, and that she didn't trust me after everything we've been through. Well, she looked through the phone, and there was no evidence. Jessie started saying that I deleted the evidence. She started screaming and woke up our daughter. So I told her to get out of the house.
She's getting locked in the shed.
Eventually, she left, and I went to calm our daughter since my wife was still on the couch crying. When my daughter was asleep again, I sat down by my wife and tried to talk to her about what's been happening. She told me that she's been worried ever since I started working all the overtime.
You can go back to work then.
I told
Go
her...
back to work. You just go back to work then. If this is much of a hassle for you.
Or I'll just not do the overtime, we'll live per.
Yeah. Do you want me? Yeah.
What do you want to do here? Realistically,
Like, see if you're a fellow, right? And like, got kids and whatnot. You need money.
you work every goddamn
you're
hour of the
gonna have
day.
to work some night and make more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just gonna have to do something.
She told me that she's been worried ever since I started working all the overtime. I told her that we talked about how good of an opportunity it was, and she agreed to letting me take on this project. She said it was very suspicious to increase the length of the time of the project.
What does he work as?
I don't know.
I want to know what type of job it is.
I know.
This doesn't sound that unreasonable.
I know.
Like, sometimes things just take longer.
Just take longer to do. I told her that sometimes that happened. She wanted more evidence, so I showed her messages and emails with timestamps from work and pay stubs showing the overtime. She said she believed me and was sorry for doubting me. It was just that Jessie had been telling her that these were all signs that I was cheating. I asked her why she believed Jessie more than me, and why she didn't come to me with her concerns.
I'm sure Jessie.
She didn't have a real answer.
I'm sure Jessy's husband
is
really
a lucky man. He's really happy.
I'm so
he
happy.
Is really happy. How much overtime is he doing?
Yeah. I've came across that with some people. Like, see me, like, whenever I used to work in the hotel, there was some people you just tell they hated their like.
Oh yeah, there's some people who hate going home and they just wish they just stay there all day, every day. It's like, do you not have life?
No, man, you just need to go home.
It's been a couple of weeks and the project is over. I actually scaled back and I'm trying to work a little less than I was before the project, so I can spend more time with my wife and daughter. But I feel so burnt out trying to do everything and becoming resentful because in the back of my mind, I know that my wife doesn't trust. I ask myself, what happens the next time I have a project? Or I have to run errands one day? Or if I have a business trip?
Oh, you're so fucked up. You got a business trip, man.
Am I going to come back every time to accusations that I'm cheating?
Maybe, more than likely.
I've tried bringing it up a couple of times, but my wife tells me it's not the time and that she's tired or sad. I try to be mindful of her feelings, but I wonder if that means I can never have any of my own. I'm not sure what to do here. Any advice for how I can... So, update 1.
Alright.
Thank you to everyone for all the advice and support in my previous posts. I think a lot of you pointed out what should have been obvious. That I need to get a therapist and start looking after my own mental health. Yes. A couple people asked for an update, so I'm giving one, but it's not happy. That night I approached my wife and told her that I was going to find a therapist. I didn't connect it to her accusations or anything, just said that I was having a tough time and needed therapy. She shrugged and told me to do whatever.
Great. Great.
Your husband's coming to you, literally saying, look, I need therapy, my mental health's not great, and you're going, okay.
I'm having a rough time, but guys, not gonna...
Like, what a supportive, loving wife, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but it's getting to the point where it's like, you know what, I don't know what see, if you're gonna have kids with someone, you gotta be fucking sure you want to have kids with that person. Like, you really need to be sure on that before you end up with... Oh, Jesus.
That night, I approached my wife and told her that I was going to find a therapist. Oh, sorry, I've already read that bit.
Keep going.
Next day, I got home from work, and our room and my home office were ripped apart.
Great.
Things everywhere. Important papers scattered. I don't see her, but our daughter's in her room crying. My wife left her alone. What? Her cell phone's off. I call my in-laws and a few friends, but no one's seen her. I'm starting to get worried, and I call my mum to see if she can babysit while I go out and look for her. She's left her under one.
Just leave him in the house, yeah?
Just leave her in the house.
Just leave him in the house. It's fine, don't worry. Well, let me just get part. Let me just get part the office. You know what I mean? We'll just pull everything out and.
Oh my god.
Crazy hoitis.
This is ridiculous.
No, Megan, this only gets worse, by the way.
Ridiculous.
This is actually one of the stories where, everything, it's to the
I'm scared even going out to the bin while I'm at home alone with Ozzy because this is a child.
I know.
They get into everything.
To be fair, Ozzy's able to walk.
Ozzy's a fucking Wreck-It Ralph.
Like, he's able to get about, whenever they're like...
And he's tall. He can reach at the back of counters, my guy.
Yeah, it's not fun, that. It's really not fun. But, this just gets worse, by the way. Let's keep going.
Before my mum can get home, my wife gets back. Jessie's driving, of course. Jessie just doesn't come in. She hasn't been back in the house since I kicked her out because she was offended by my behaviour. Ugh. But my wife does. She's clearly upset and been crying.
Can Jessie look like the female
Can
version?
Jessie fuck off?
No, Jessie looks like the female version of Wormtongue.
Either that or she's like Big Ange.
Yes.
You know that.
Right, so Megan's mum loved like really shitty.
Well, no, it was Mob Wives.
Yeah.
Big Ange.
Big Ange.
She died of throat cancer.
Yeah, she fucked
Big
it.
Ange. She talked like this. She smoked about 90 cigarettes a day.
She had the
This is her.
biggest fake
This
tits
is-
you've ever seen in your life.
Jessie is Big Ange.
I don't know, Big Ange wasn't even that bad on that show. Honestly, anytime we came down to your mum's house, it was like Mob Wives all day, every day.
All day, every day. She's clearly upset and has been crying. I asked what happened. I thought at first the house might have been robbed. So she leave the child? Okay. She starts screaming at me that I'm being unfaithful and that the therapy is a front so I can meet my mistress. I try and calm her down and tell her that that's not true. But she came at me and she hit me. My nose is broken. What?
Oh, great. Okay.
She kind of realizes what she did and sat down on the couch and went comatose. I just stared at the wall. Oh, she just stared at the wall. I went into my daughter's room and locked the door. Called my mum to tell her what happened. She was already on her way. And my mother-in-law to ask her to come over and take care of my wife. I packed a bag for my daughter and when my mum got there, we left. My wife didn't even look up. We dropped my daughter off with my dad and then went to urgent care for my nose. I got blood all over my mum's new Subaru. Oh no.
You don't want to suck dick
For a Subaru.
That was the funniest one ever.
was so
Think,
funny.
The guys, we're going to have to play a game of fucking match the Gatling. Otherwise you've got to suck my dick for your Subaru.
My daughter and I are staying with my parents for a while and my wife's staying with her. I'm looking into getting a restraining order against Jessie. Yes! My wife and I are separating. I love her, but I won't live with someone who hurts me and who could potentially hurt our daughter. Yes.
I mean, like, she did leave the
Biggest
child.
red fucking
She
flag.
did leave the child, like, you know, that's...
Also, your wife needs medical attention.
She needs
like
fucking help.
clinical help for her postpartum depression.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad.
And this whole Jessie ain't going
She's adding to it.
She ain't doing nothing but adding fuel to that fire.
I'm not going forward with a divorce yet, with the hopes that my wife will get the treatment she needs and we can work things out. What a man.
Well, there you go. See, this is a problem I've got, like, when it comes to, like, a lot of modern divorce. It's like, you don't even attempt.
Something happens, break up, divorce.
That's it.
Done,
Job,
end
job.
of.
You know what I mean?
Instead of maybe taking that time apart, breathing,
Yeah.
and then coming back together. Oh, I just hit my mic. And coming back together to talk.
It just feels like, you
It's
know...
better. What my mum told me this whenever I had Aussie, and kids can rile you up. And especially whenever they're newborns and they're squealing and they're shouting at you, the best thing to do at that possible moment is to step back for 5 minutes, breathe,
Yeah.
bring yourself back together, and then go back in.
There's a... Like,
It's the same within a relationship. The best thing to
Yeah.
do before words start coming out and things start flying, the best thing to do is literally, if you have them, get your keys, walk out of the house, and take a fucking breath,
Yeah. I'd agree
and then
with
come
that.
back.
It's...
Before things are said or things are done that are unforgivable.
And it's very, like, you know, whenever you've got boils, it's very easy.
It's very easy to say nasty things, to lift a hand, to,
Yeah.
it's very, very easy, but the best thing to do is just walk away
Yeah.
and then
No, Megan,
Breathe
you
and
know what
speak.
you know what you really should do? You should hang up your whole Jessie.
oh
Hang
yeah.
up Jessie. Ring Jessie
Hey,
up.
Big Ange.
Right, Megan, it only gets worse, by the
So,
way.
okay, right.
So this gets really bad. Like, this is actually
Treatment she
appalling.
needs and that we can work things out. My in-laws told me that they're looking at inpatient treatment at a local hospital, but I also have everything well documented in case of an actual custody. My heart's broken because I know this isn't my wife. This is a sickness in her mind, but I need to keep myself and our daughter safe and give her the space to recover. I'm hoping that this is the right decision. Thanks again, everyone. Edit. Thank you all for your feedback. I've talked to my parents after reading your comments and came to the conclusion that for my daughter's protection, I need to file a police report. I'm headed to the station now. Which, yes, that's a
Yeah.
good thing, because if you don't have that police report, if it does come to a custody battle, it's going to work in her favour.
I've heard
more than
enough
likely.
I've heard enough horror stories.
So it's
from,
better
like,
to file it, and
American
even if you do
court.
get back together and you do live happily ever after, and you had it
Yeah.
just in case.
It's never a bad idea,
Yeah.
you know. So you ready for it? You ready for how badly this just keeps going?
So update two. Do I let the woman I fought with my wife's death let her speak at her funeral?
Yeah, Megan.
Oh no.
Right, let's just keep going. See, that's just such a fucking.
Do I read the TLDR
Go
first?
for it. Yeah,
Do I?
yeah, go for it. Why not?
Okay, TLDR. A woman fed lies to my wife, suffering from postpartum depression that led to mental breakdown and her death. She now wants to speak at my wife's funeral. Denying her would start trouble, which I'm not sure would be worth it.
what's the copy pasta about Roundhouse kicking Jesse? Roundhouse kick,
Yeah.
dumping Jesse into the concrete.
Imagine being that type of person.
Obviously, it's all about her. Obviously, it's all.
And then she's going to stand up at the funeral and be like, oh, my dearest friend. You know,
absolute poison. Like,
you literally killed her.
you may as well.
literally killed her.
Yeah.
You knew how bad she was suffering, and you fed her mental health.
No, Megan, no. She was a friend.
Yeah.
She was a friend.
There's
of
more
me.
context for this situation in my post history. My wife passed on early Monday morning, convinced by her friend Jessie that I was having an affair and that I did not have. She had a mental break, which resulted in me taking our infant daughter and staying with my parents for a while. She was with her parents, who planned on taking her to the hospital for inpatient treatment on Monday. On Sunday night, she came to my parents' house and demanded I give her our daughter. Because she had left her alone for several hours last time, she was responsible for her and had gotten physical with me. I refused.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
I offered to let her come in and spend time with her while my parents and I were present, but she didn't want to come in and wanted to take her daughter with her.
She was stealing that child.
No, it's not even that. What was she gonna do if something like that? You hear about these cases all the time where, you know, either like the mother or the father, the marriage breaks up, they get the kids in the car and they drive off the cliff or drive into the water.
Jesus Christ.
You hear about this all the time because it's like, well, if we're not going to live together and then nobody gets to live together type of thing, or you're coming with me, you're going to stay with me type of thing, and that's what I imagine probably would have happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would agree with that.
She wanted to take our daughter with her. She was upset but left eventually. A few hours later, she drove her parents' car into a tree.
Well, there you go.
The friend, Jessie, came to see my daughter and me yesterday. After some tears, she told me that she was planning to speak at my wife's funeral. What the actual fucking audacity of turning up at my door. The actual audacity, the gumption and the gall.
Yeah, fuck it is.
No.
The thing is, you've met this woman and she works in HR in your job.
Yeah, not my job, but like everybody's HR.
This is to me what a HR manager is, because let's be serious, all they want is the fucking most bullshit drama that feeds them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Honest to God, see the HR managers. Oh, you know what? I could only speak my mind on HR. You know what? I might talk about HR managers on Unhinged and Uncensored.
Maybe. She told me that she was planning to speak at my wife's funeral. She had already cleared it with my in-laws, but was letting me know as a courtesy. As a courtesy.
Why would the in-laws even be okay?
I told her she would not be speaking at the funeral. We fought and she left after telling me that I was an asshole and not the only person who loved my wife.
No, you didn't.
Well, you were trying to make it out to my wife that I didn't fucking love her.
Yeah.
And I wasn't attracted to her.
Yeah.
And that I was having an affair. So fuck you, Jessie.
No, actually.
Fuck you.
Oh my God. See, you know the thing is, I want this one to be fake, but I just know it's real. You just know this one's real.
Hate women.
See, this is the thing. It's
I hate women who are like this.
Yeah.
This is why I have one female friend.
Fuck off.
One female friend. All the rest of my friends are men.
Yeah, pretty much.
I talked to my in-laws who are adamant that Jessie be allowed to speak. She and my wife knew each other since they were kids, and my in-laws are close to her. We're all very fragile right now, and I fear that pushing this further would hurt my relationship with my in-laws, which I don't want.
Yeah, that's
still your child.
Yeah, that's the thing. That would,
you know, and then that would break it. Like, your child has already lost her mother at a very, very, very young age.
They're never gonna know them. Like,
no.
That's how sad's on. That's just you don't
want her to then not have a relationship with her grandparents.
Yeah, that's just.
It's not the grandparents' fault.
No, it's not. It's not.
Still, the thought of seeing Jessie up there at my wife's funeral makes me feel sick. I don't think I can stand to listen to her, knowing that she took joy in my wife's deteriorating mental health and picked up my wife, leaving my daughter home alone. She picked her up and left the child there alone.
Well,
this is a woman who has a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old or something. She has 2 kids of her own, and she left an under 1-year-old.
And she thinks that's okay, and she thinks that's just fine. That's okay.
That being said, I don't trust myself.
You're gonna have the chair in the back, just through the child in the back. There you go.
In the boot.
No, not in the boot.
Not in the boot.
Well, a boot would probably be better than just leaving them in the house.
You're gonna have fucking some sort of child.
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna have it, but it's gonna be fine. Just throw the child in. She sounds like the type that you know what it is. She probably would have refused. She would have been like, "Oh, I don't want that child getting this seat messy." Couldn't have that. Finally, that's exactly what this.
Or leave the child there. She'll be crying. It will affect him more whenever he gets.
Oh my god. No, guys, just keep going.
That being said, I don't trust myself to make the best decisions right now. My mind's clouded by grief, guilt, and fear. My parents are split on what to do, and I don't have the energy to reach out to my friends. So I'm coming here again to ask for your advice. Oh man, this has hit me in the fucking gut.
I told you this one's just depressing. I feel like this is actually just so depressing.
Why are women like this? And the thing is, we all know it's shit stir.
Yeah,
there's
always one.
A shit stir.
One of those
they're in every female group of friends.
One of those females that just never knows when to just
shut the fuck up and just go away.
Yeah, like everyone.
Not everybody's personal life
is your
fucking
responsibility
or
issues.
Fucking entertainment. That's
the problem. They consider it entertainment.
You know who these people are.
What?
Whenever you're like, our age, like 30, like 30s, yeah. Your 30s, and they still come to you and go, oh, do you know he's pregnant?
Yeah. It's like, people are trying to get pregnant at this
People
stage.
are trying to get pregnant at this stage. They're the type of people who come to you and go, oh, do you know he's pregnant? And it's like, she's 32 and married. I think what are you on about?
I think they're supposed to be.
I think it's okay. I mean, she's not 16.
I mean, there's a bit of a difference there.
They're the type of people.
So I think it's safe to say Jessie works in HR. That's all. She's staying home. I feel so bad for them kids.
I feel so bad for her kids as well. Yeah. And her husband.
If
she had never mention anything about her husband. Maybe she wanted her to be your single mum club. Kiss, kiss.
Do you think so? That's actually a possibility.
Could be because she was single mum, divorcee, getting
stay
that
at home, getting that child
support in.
Living that child support lifestyle.
Yeah, driving her fourth hand Range Rover.
Oh my god. Yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you. This one's just fucking depressing. I don't how far are we in? We're 25 minutes in. Do you want to say anything else? I'll do one more just because it can't be.
We'll do one more. I don't want to end on this note.
Yeah, I don't want to end up on this note. So Megan, see if you open. Actually, we'll do. Do you want to do all of them? Okay, yeah, let's do the top one. You see the one with the alien?
Wait, back on Discord?
Yeah, go back onto Discord and the messages.
The top one, okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else find this scene really hot? What the fuck?
you know the one where
yes, I know. When this alien just farts at Jar Jar, the alien just looks so feminine and sexy, and the way it farts and turns to him to flaunt it. Like it's inviting him to get closer for the next one. I first watched this movie when I was very young. I masturbated to the scene many times.
You know what?
What a change in subject.
I like that one, although actually...
Are aliens real?
Well, which one's that?
No, I'm just saying, are aliens real?
Right. Yeah, they might be.
I don't know. What are they trying to...
This is the thing. It's like, they're turned around and
I need, pics or it didn't happen. I need, not even pics, I need footage.
Could you imagine?
I need an interview with an alien.
Could you imagine if this was, news, 20 years ago? Everyone would be losing their fucking minds.
And nobody cares.
Everyone's came to the conclusion, yeah, aliens are probably real,
And the thing is, everybody's come to the conclusion of
the government fucking lies.
The government fucking lies. I don't trust them. So even if our aliens are real, I'm still hemming and hawing about this.
I'm sorry.
Maybe sitting down with me with classified documents,
You know what? The CIA.
I kind of have a FaceTime with them though.
The CIA has probably tampered with this again for the fifth. This is probably the fifth edit, by the way, for the public. I don't know. All I'm saying is, if the government didn't fucking lie so much, maybe I'd believe them from time to time. That's the thing. Sometimes, see if the government put out an issue and said...
How much easier was it whenever you were, 16? And, you believed what you seen in the media?
Yeah, it was easier, so it was.
Especially back when we were, 16. When was that?
2008, 9?
Yeah.
It did feel a bit easier.
It felt
that
easier.
And also, everything didn't seem half as methy.
Everything has, meth energy nowadays.
Does that make sense?
Everything's got meth energy.
The world feels more and more like a live leak video from Africa. And you know exactly what I'm on about. Like, they're all doing
Yeah.
like that fucking like mathy shit.
I'm just waiting for like the Chinese logo to pop up in the corner.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like
Yeah.
IRL.
That's what it feels like. It's just a constant stream of it, you know? It's just forever.
It's just a constant stream of piss.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got a few other ones, but I think we'll save them, so we will. Let's go over Gumroad. So, Gumroad, unhinged, 100%.
Gumroad,
Yeah,
by the way.
link down below.
ROAD.
Yeah, okay, well, like you said. So, people have been asking what actually is the deal. So, what it is it's £7.50 a month. However, you pay that $7.50, it renews at the start of the month, but you automatically get access to
All of the
everything.
videos.
It's not like,
So.
yeah, it's not like Patreon where you've only got like the ones.
Many videos. Is there's 6 videos at the minute, I think.
Five,
Five,
six,
six.
something like that.
But there's a new one every week, so the back catalogue will be immense.
Getting bigger. But again, it's one of those ones. The thing is,
And if we're kind of debating on it, depending on how many subscribers we get to it, we might might up to 2 a week.
Yeah, because like honestly, it's doing amazing.
It's doing so well, like way better than what I thought it was going to be. And like those people bitching and moaning in the community sections, like, why should I pay for something whenever it should be free? It's like no, because we've tried to do it for free and we get demonetized, we get banned and shadowed. We can't do it.
Right, that's right. Okay, so pretty much the way I have to look at it is. So people say it's like, well, you could just post these on other platforms. Yes, but
it's not worth it.
It wouldn't do us any good because no other platform is viable. That and also, I don't really want like SJW types or like literal communists.
To be fair,
or like,
I couldn't give a fuck.
Well, I couldn't really carry that much too. But and then they would go to like you know what I mean? Like it means we can say stuff and we don't really need to carry that much. Like we can talk about like the left's secret Kai. And we all know what the secret Kai is, but you know what I mean. Like it means we can actually talk about things and not cover things up.
Insert Rocky Horror Picture Show here.
Yeah, so you guys get one. Well, that's actually a cool one. That's just a cross-dresser. That's fine.
Nobody said anything about Tim Curry. Like.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. Like it's you know what I mean. Like there's far worse ones. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we all know what.
But yes.
So like, if we want to be able to do stuff, then that's the deal. Pretty much, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones. It's a shame.
And we have a really good documentary lined up for the next one.
Oh yes, we do. This was a submission, so it was. I need to get back to that fella. Yes. So I do. Some of it's absolutely vile. The bug cheese. Right, so the bug chaser video was actually probably the most depressing.
It was horrendous.
That was actually
horrendous.
At least the dog pill one was kind of funny.
The dog pill one was funny, and then we've done a few conspiracy ones.
Yeah, the conspiracy ones have been quite good. Although they never really went that deep. It was more like it was more to do with like that whole sound. It was more just like the sound of freedom. I wanted to talk about like human trafficking in the West. That's more like it was a
we
very. We
can go deeper. Strokes. We're just like. Feeling the waters.
Yeah. Well, what I love about Gumroad the most is because people have signed up for it. I don't need to worry so much of, if I do this video, I can't say this, or if I do this video, it's probably not going to perform very well in the algorithm. Are you guys not fucking sick of YouTubers being like, but the algorithm, no, my videos don't get promoted in the algorithm, I need to do TikTok short. Fuck me, you know what I mean? It's like, look, it's the way of the world. I don't know anyone that does YouTube
honestly,
that's doing well.
If you want to be based, go on Gumroad.
Yeah, go ahead, check that out. It helps us out to no end, and also I actually it's so much fun doing it. It's so much fun doing it.
The energy increase in it. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. So anyway, look, hope you guys enjoyed. Check all the links out down below, and anything else?
No, we'll see you in the next one.
See you.
Bye.
Later. Fuck you, Jesse.